As a coach, after your warm-up is done and you've worked on some drills, you need to pick the most effective in-game drill setup so that you can continue working on the same theme in a real game scenario. In this video, I will be showing you a very easy half-field setup that you can use to work on your defensive, attacking, and transition drills. So let's take a look at the setup of the actual drill. Here's a basic half-field setup with the stationary goal on the top. We need a setup that will be usable in every practice session so that the players get used to it. So let's think about what we need. We need the attacking team to build up the play and create a chance on goal, and they need to have width available as well as the ability to attack centrally. So depending on your team, you can manage the real game situations for all attacking scenarios using this setup. And we need the defensive team to build from the back and make sure that they at least reach the halfway mark. The other part of the setup is you'll need cones on the right and left part of the half-field mark. This will be the area where your defensive team will be able to dribble to when they're building out the back. And then finally, you as a coach should be situated centrally in the middle of the field with the balls around you. The play always starts with the coach. And as a coach, you can play the ball to your central midfielders, you can play it directly to the players on the flank, or you can feed it into your striker to teach him to hold up the play. Once the attacking team works on their attack and tries to score a goal, you could have two scenarios. Scenario one is they either score the goal or they miss. In both cases, you would start off with a goal kick from the defensive side. Scenario two is the defensive team wins the ball. And this is where we need to focus on the defensive team and what they need to do. The rules for the defensive team are they need to build from the back and make sure that using the cones that you have set up on the left and on the right of the field, they dribble through those cones. Remember, no passing or shooting allowed. These are not goals. These are dribble through cones only. Once they dribble through these cones, they pass the ball back to the coach, and then the coach decides on how the attack starts again. So here are the different ways you can actually start the play as a coach. If you're working on attacking drills, you can pass the ball to your central midfielders, you can pass the ball directly to the flank, or you can pass the ball to your striker. If you're working on defensive drills, you have similar number of options as well. What I like to use this drill for in many cases is focus on the defending from goal kicks. So I punt the ball really high in the air so that my back four position themselves in the right way and try to clear the ball instantly. Oftentimes, instead of clearing the ball, I encourage them to build from the back. And this is where this drill is so effective, where your defensive team can not only make sure that they have control of the ball, but they can build from the back and create chances. You can use these drills with different formations. As you can see, you have a goalkeeper available for you at all times. So you can use this in a 4v4 plus goalkeeper, a 5v4 plus goalkeeper, a 6v5 plus goalkeeper, and so on. It gives you a very flexible way to work on different kinds of drills. You can also add wing backs to the attacking team to make sure that the wing backs understand when those runs need to be made. You can add players behind the coach so that they act as target men, so that when the defensive team wins the ball, they can find that target man instead of just dribbling through the cones on the left and the right. Now let's focus on why this drill is so effective and what you can do with it. One of the main things I like about this drill is the directionality aspect to it. The attacking team has a clear intent and a direction, that is attacking the goal. And so does the defensive team. They have a clear intent and direction. I'm not a big fan of drills that are just in a 4x4 square and there's no directionality to it. The players in an in-game scenario always need direction. The second aspect I like about this is you can create in-game situations as a coach. There's different flank situations you can create, central situations, 2v1s in attack and defense, and teach your players how to play out of those situations. And this is quite possible in a half-field setup. Another thing I like about this is the player positioning. You can really work on how your wide men need to position themselves in certain situations and your central players as well. Player positioning and player movement have become so important in today's formations. Hence, you can use this setup to make sure you as a coach are coaching different players at different times to make those runs. Another aspect that I really like is the coach's vantage point. You're situated centrally and you have control of the ball to start the play. So you see everything. You see how the goalkeeper is positioned, you see how your players are making runs, and you can actually have the perfect vantage point for any part of the half field. And finally, and probably the most important point, is you have complete flexibility of your start. So if you really want to work on how your central midfielders attack with the ball, you have full flexibility as a coach to pass the ball to your central midfielders first. If you want your defensive team to work on heading the ball out of their box, you can punt the ball into the box to start off. If you want to work on throw-ins, all you have to do is kick the ball out of play and make sure that you understand how your team reacts when there's a throw-in. And this will ensure that none of your players on the field get bored because they don't know what's coming next. They don't know where the play is going to start from. So I hope you like this setup. It's something that I use very, very often. And like I said, you can play around with the cones and with the actual objectives of the drill. But the basic drill setup pretty much stays the same with the coach's vantage point, and the defensive, attacking and transition drills that you can work on can be adjusted depending on your team for the day. Thanks for watching.